you can use libido. If you are privy to the esoteric literature, then once in a while you would have found this term of sexual energy, semen retention, nofap, and being besotted with these ideas of accelerating the evolution of the human race, your own intellect, your own attraction to females, and so on and so forth. But I thought I would take a little bit of insight from one of the front runners of this idea, Nikola Tesla, and I have here a little Reddit post that I thought I would share with you. And this was written in 1935, and perhaps I'll put it up on either side of the screen here. And I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about his personal attitudes, his personal beliefs, and essentially the utility of sex in Nikola Tesla's life. So I'm going to begin here with his opening quote. I recognize the importance that sex plays in the life of a man. Nature has made its attraction irresistible to ensure the perpetuity of the human race, of course. As for myself, I have found that the thinker is confronted with the problem of perpetuating either the species or the mind. Very curious sentence there. And then we are beginning to see the distinction that the role of sex and sexual energy plays in this inventor's mind, that you can either use the powers of generation for that, generating another human being, or regenerating the individual in the form of higher cognitive function and the thought process in general. It is almost impossible, at least in certain realms of higher endeavor, to do both. There again we see the common idea that you can either waste your potential of life in the pursuits of pleasure or in the pursuits of creating something better for your life, let's say, or inventing things. The creative process, as I think would apply more specifically to Tesla in this case. This has been recognized by the Hindus, whose adepts practice sexual abstinence, and by many of the great religions. Now, this is something that we've meditated on in the past. Having a look in some of the Vedic text, one particular book comes to mind called Brahmacharya in Krishna consciousness. And this is essentially, like Tesla is referring to here, a ancient practice that explains when one refrains from using his sexual energy for generating and perpetuating the human race, that one can use that energy to fuel other pursuits. More specifically with the Hindus, you can call it enlightenment, and they want to come to the awareness of the self. So self-actualization, to the knowledge that if you refrain from indulging the processes of the bodies, the feeling, the addiction to sensation and pleasure, then you can realize within yourself that you are merely a fragment of the divine that has split himself off from all his divinity in order to experience himself in his fullness. Now, that's quite a mouthful and quite a pursuit, but ultimately I think it's our highest goal, in my personal opinion at least. So let's get back to Tesla here. Before I produced the rotating magnetic field, I concentrated all my powers upon my experiment. The strain would have killed 100 oxen. I certainly could not have survived it if I had permitted my energies to be diverted into the channels of sex. Now, I do want to take this particular excerpt from Nikola Tesla with a grain of salt. Whether or not it would have killed 100 oxen, I don't really know. But here again, there is a direct quote from an individual that is difficult to dispute, wasn't an intelligent, creative, and influential figure in the construction of culture, modern Western society, and the evolution of the human race in general, who is clearly saying that you can use libido, you can use your allure to lust and desire as a very force and transmute it into other areas of life that would equally bring benefits. And I've said it many, many times before. I myself have experienced the benefits of such pursuits. Whether I have scraped the surface of some of Tesla's success, that will probably be a long time yet. But it would be interesting to see, as I've heard with many of my clients, any other individuals out there who equally find that they are naturally more creative, naturally more insightful, and can start to cultivate more of a an improvement in cognitive disposition whenever they refrain from constant self-gratification and allow that allure to be focused and funneled into more creative pursuits. So certainly something to think deeply on, and let me know what your experience is with this, and hopefully you can share your insights as well. I'm just one man, and I really want to create a community here of gentlemen who think a little bit differently and can offer some nuance to the subject. So if you found this video insightful, interesting, and thought-provoking, gentlemen, you can subscribe to me, and I'll bring you something equally insightful soon. So you take care now.